and spicy sides, from breaking headlines to backroom whispers.
All served hot and fresh. It is Tuesday. I'm Ferdi Salvador. Glad to have you with us.
I'm Janina Vela, and this is The Daily Dish.
And I'm Mai Rodriguez. Join us in the next hour and a half where the news meets the stories that matter to you. It's the last day of March.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So you know what? This is so funny with Tita Mai.
Because
She reminds us, and we do forget. She's like, guys, it's the first Monday of whatever month. It's the last Friday.
day.
Like, she always reminds us.
This just reminds us how time flies so fast.
yeah.
And I hope you guys, your tanks are full. And I mean that literally.
oh gosh, I forgot to make a full tank.
You know what I'm doing now? Instead of making pa full tank, what I do if it's my gas tank goes down to 3/4, I tell Sunny, the guy who's been driving me for decades, to gas up already. So it's less. Even if the gas prices go up, it's not as painful.
It hurts.
You won't get a shock on your credit card.
Yeah, no, you won't get the shock when you're looking at the numbers rolling beside you and the thingy, right? But anyway, so there is something happening. 2026 and the Dirty Dozen. If you don't know what this is, it's about produce or products that have high pesticide content, and it's really scary because we've got spinach at the highest of the EWG Shopper's Guide to Pesticides in Produce. So spinach is the highest, and then you've got strawberries, you've got blackberries, you've got all these things. So you gotta check out what produce you're buying and make sure that you wash them well. Because sometimes, you know, when you have berries, people here, especially in our country, like I'm guilty of it. You get the berries and like, are you supposed to wash it because it's fragile, or you just eat it?
We should
I
always
just,
wash
shake it under the water.
But you shouldn't. You should really make sure that it's washed well, because they do have a film of pesticides.
You better check as well where you get your produce.
1000%, and I agree with you. But can you imagine spinach? I guess
My
because of the leafy
favorite.
greens,
Strawberries.
Oh my gosh. So you guys have to be careful. We're not inciting
Fear
produce
or panic.
sedition. We're just telling you to make sure that what you serve yourself and your family are completely safe. Yeah.
And now I wanted to talk quickly about, because Italy, an Italian authority is really cracking down on Sephora and Benefit Cosmetics, because apparently they've been allegedly encouraging children to overbuy.
Stimulate them to
And you're
purchase.
talking about children, like not
Children.
even
Like below
those who
13.
need, not even those who need like skincare or
Yes.
those products with retinol, which is harmful for young skin.
Yes, but
Right?
the British Broadcasting Company channel, or BBC, has issued this story, and the funny thing about it, Janina, is that they are being accused of packaging the products in a certain way so that it's more attractive to young
children.
kids. Yeah.
And there's this trend now called Sephora Kids, where
Yeah.
you see a lot of children posting their hauls, posting their skincare routines, and you wonder, does a 10-year-old need anti-aging products? Because I'm sure the answer is no,
This
right?
is very alarming because the rise in that trend is triggering anxiety, self-esteem issues in these young girls.
It's
right?
triggering me.
It is
Because
triggering me as well.
My kid.
Yeah, you have a teenager.
Like Karine always asks for skincare and cosmetics, and she would be, I would say, she is a candidate to be a Sephora kid, but she doesn't. I don't hope. Karine, you better not be posting it.
Janina, you told me there's a term for it.
Yes, cosmeticorexia.
Cosmeticorexia.
Yeah.
Unhealthy obsession with perfection in your skin, in your face.
And
just
it's the first
chasing
time
that-
I'm hearing about
Yes.
this term.
But right, I mean,
Chasing that flawlessness.
yeah, it's like looks maxing, but on a different level.
Wow, looks maxing.
No, but what's alarming is it's for girls 10 to 11 to 13 years old, girls who don't really need, these skincare that may have harmful ingredients for young skin.
Not only that, they're already looking at anti-aging
I
products
know.
at this age. I mean, it's just insane.
But who's gonna tell him to stop? Stop it! Stop!
We are. You don't need that. Play outside.
You are pretty the way you are. And I'm sure they're watching us because they don't have school, okay?
Yeah.
Holy week.
Karin, you better be watching me today.
All right, we have a packed show today. We have Attorney Kristina De Guzman. She's also known as the Pinay Girl Boss. And we have more talk about empowering the modern Filipina. I'm very excited for that conversation.
And of course, have Filipino contemporary visual artist Ram Mallari Jr., who's going to be talking about his art pieces. And we have some in the studio today.
Yes, stay tuned for those conversations. But first, the headlines. In today's top stories, amid the Middle East conflict, the Trade Department assures stable supply and no price hikes for basic goods until April 16. At the NAIA, the Bureau of Customs seizes millions of pesos worth of illegal drugs. Iran remains defiant as U.S. President Donald Trump threatens to destroy its oil hub. And later in the show, we'll speak with Pinoy girl boss, Attorney Kristina De Guzman. We also have visual artist Ram Mallari. Stay tuned for that. Trade Secretary Cristina Roque went around some supermarkets today to check on prices of basic necessities and prime commodities. This after assuring the public there won't be any increases following a commitment from manufacturers and retailers to keep prices steady. Ched Gatchalian is reporting live from Taguig City. Hi, Ched. What's the latest?
Hi, Mai. There will be no price increase and the supply of goods in supermarkets remains stable. And the absence of price increases until April 16 for basic necessities and prime commodities. Trade and Industry Secretary Cristina Roque assured consumers there is no need to panic buy as manufacturers also gave their word that there is enough supply. Roque said the companies they talk with like Nestle, San Miguel, committed to keep the prices of basic commodities low and stable. The DTI, however, has yet to finalize details on any possible price increase or range of permitted possible increase after April 16, since Roque said their talks with manufacturers solely focus on supply check and keeping prices low. The DTI also assured the same advisory applies to markets in provinces. Mai Roque even saw some goods in the two hypermarkets she visited today in Taguig City that have prices lower than the DTI official price list. We talked with the seller on pork and beef section. Their prices remain the same for frozen goods. There's even a promo ending today in Pure Gold. So the DTI really wants to assure the Filipino consumers there's really nothing to be concerned of so far. Mai?
Ched, how does the DTI now plan to inform consumers of this price list? And we understand how important it is to make sure that there will be no violators in the market.
The DTI plans to put up or install their price lists on malls and supermarkets. They also advise consumers to always check their social media platforms and the DTI website to be updated on the latest price list. The DTI added that all markets are following their price list so far, and they have offices on the province keeping those areas in check. Back to you, Mai.
Thank you, Ched Gatchalian, joining us live from Taguig City. Rice, a staple for Filipino households, is not covered by the current price freeze on basic goods. On BNC's agenda, Trade Secretary Cristina Roque said the DTI still needs to coordinate with the Agriculture Department on rice pricing. She also outlined the products covered by the price freeze, which will remain in effect until April 16.
That's the corned beef, the meatloaf, the kape, their dairy products. There's also cup noodles. Meron din tong detergent, laundry soap. Meron din condiments. Meron din, of course, milk, sardinas. Actually, 205 SKUs po ito. Bottled water. Then there's also Pinoy Pandesal, Pinoy Tasty, coffee. So, soy sauce, toilet soap. Madami po ito.
A party list group is pushing for the early release of SSS and GSIS benefits to aid Filipinos affected by the Middle East crisis. On BNC's Politico Nightly, SSS GSIS party list representative Rolando Macasaet also urged for the suspension of government contributions and fast-tracking mid-year and Christmas payouts.
Normally, mga GSIS po ay binibigyan ng 10,000 bawat isa at ang SSS po, ang SSS din po ay 10,000 yata po yun. Nung presidente po ako, naalala ko po mga 10,000 po. At saka ito po, hindi na kailangan ng emergency power. Ano? Ito po, immediate magagawa. Board resolution lang po ito at walang bawal dito. Kasi po, naka-budget na ito. Ang ginagawa ko po, pinapabigay ko lang sana ngayon na kasi krisis tayo. Yun po dahilan kaya inaano ko po yan sa mga presidente po ng SSS at GSIS.
The Bangko Sentral forecasts a 3.1 to 3.9% inflation this March. This comes as inflation risks intensifies due to the surge in fuel and rice prices, electricity charges, and a weaker peso. The BSP says lower prices of vegetables, fish, and meat may help temper inflation, but upside pressures continue to warrant close monitoring. With oil prices above $100 per barrel and the peso dipping past 60 pesos to the dollar, the risk of economic contraction rises. On Business 360, Jonathan Ravelas, senior advisor at Reyes Tacondong and Company, says the Philippines is now in a weaker state compared to 2022 when the Russia-Ukraine conflict began, making the economy more vulnerable amid global tensions.
Remember, we were coming from the pandemic. 2022 growth was basically something good at 7.6%. We were coming out of the pandemic, and therefore you had revenge spending there. But eventually, 3 years down the road, we have a slowdown, and second half of the year last year, we had a governance issue that eventually created consumption to a halt, meaning in terms of investment, we weren't getting it.
Let us now check the situation at the North Luzon Expressway. Pierre Pastor is there. Hi Pierre, how's the volume of traffic so far this Holy Tuesday?
Hey Mai, no signs of congestion just yet. Maluwag pa rin ang traffic, very light to moderate pa rin. But according to NLEX officials, they are expecting to start congestion tomorrow night until Thursday night. And after the Holy Week, when people comes back from the break, usually the buildup of traffic will start Saturday afternoon until Monday morning. NLEX officials reminds the public to plan the trip ahead to avoid the peak hours. Vehicles must be in good condition, as well as the driver. He or she should have rested well before the long drive. They also encourage motorists to avail of the RFID and make sure also that the RFID have enough load balance to avoid inconvenience at the toll plaza. The Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation is rolling out their Biyaheng Arangkada ngayong Semana Santa, a motorist assistance program which started last March 27 and will end on April 6. Part of this program is augmentation of additional personnel across their networks of expressways, NLEX, SETEX, NLEX Connector, Cavitex, Calax, and CCLEX and Cebu to ensure efficient traffic management, quick incident response, and smooth toll transaction during the Holy Week period. Their motorist assistance include roadside assistance stations, medical teams on standby on select stops, EV charging stations, free Wi-Fi in the rest and refuel stations, free towing to the nearest exit, 24-hour basic mechanical services, and of course the 24-hour customer service hotline 135000. All roadworks, lane closures, and maintenance works are also suspended. At the moment, traffic is very light, Mai, but their traffic team is on standby to open counterflow lanes in case the traffic gets heavy. And we were also able to monitor South Luzon Expressway, and according to the communications office of the San Miguel Corporation and SLEX, green lanes pa din daw sila doon. Maluwag pa ang trapiko sa SLEX. Ina-expect din nila that the traffic will congest tomorrow afternoon. And then they also have this monitoring teams that they will send patrollers to if they detect motorists in distress. Mai.
All right, so magdadagsaan ang mga motorista tomorrow afternoon and even Thursday, right, Pierre? So we're hoping for smooth travel for our motorists at the NLEX. Pierre Pastor, maraming salamat live from the NLEX. More travelers are heading out for the Holy Week break. Authorities are preparing for an expected spike in passenger volume in the next few days. Let's take a look at the situation for sea travelers. Joash Malimban joins us live from the Batangas port. Hi Joash, what's the latest there?
My passengers continue to arrive here in Batangas Port this Holy Tuesday as travelers head home to provinces such as Mindoro and Marinduque ahead of the Holy Week break. According to the Philippine Ports Authority, the daily passenger volume is expected to reach more or less 20,000. Earlier this morning, around 9 a.m., foot traffic remained manageable with shorter lines and fewer passengers observed inside the port. However, port officials anticipate a surge in passengers later this evening or by tomorrow, as the long weekend is set to begin on Thursday. Meanwhile, the PPA is reminding travelers to follow new guidelines to ensure a smooth journey. Passengers who plan to book or purchase tickets at Batangas Port are required to register first through an online reservation assistance system or Oras Pass at least 3 hours before buying a ticket. The Oras Pass was introduced to help reduce congestion and guarantee seats for passengers on their selected voyages. To register, passengers must scan the QR code of the Oras platform, select their port of departure, choose their travel schedule, and provide the necessary details. Once completed, they must confirm the reservation and present their Oras Pass upon arrival for validation. My authorities also remind the public that prohibited items inside the port include acid, explosives, firearms, flammable gas, and other hazardous materials that may bring danger or harm to other passengers. Mai.
Joash, any increase in shipping costs?
The Maritime Industry Authority or Marina has issued an advisory yesterday allowing an increase of 30% in fares due to the impact of the Middle East crisis. However, Marina said that operators must first inform the agency and the general public at least 3 days ahead of the planned fare adjustment. So far, no fare hikes have been monitored here in Batangas Port based on our latest monitoring. Mai.
Thank you, Joash Malimban, reporting live from the Batangas port. As Filipinos begin the observance of Holy Week, Father Jerome Ceciliano, CBCP Secretary for Public Affairs, reminds everyone that not all challenges can be solved by human effort alone. On BNC's The Spokes, Father Ceciliano said that with God's guidance, hope and brighter days are within reach.
So, Holy Week ngayon, pasok na natin yung prayers, yung pananampalataya. Huwag natin tatanggalin to. Kasi kahit na merong kahirapan, hindi dapat ito magdala sa atin na ma-disappoint tayo, mawalan tayo ng pag-asa. Lalong-lalo na maninisi tayo ng kung sino-sino. Kinakailangan na makita natin na ito pinagdadaanan natin, lilipas din. Sa tulong ng Diyos, hayaan natin na may magawa siya para sa atin. And I do believe that in the long run, we are going to recover from this.
A big drug haul just as we're observing Holy Week. The Bureau of Customs seizes millions of pesos worth of illegal drugs at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. Hannah T is live from the NAIA BOC. Hannah, what's the latest?
What were declared as medical equipment, safety gear, and a steel roller turned out to be millions of pesos worth of seized drugs by the Bureau of Customs here in NAIA. According to the BOC, there's a series of anti-drug operations in March led that led to the seizure of more than 38.7 million worth of illegal drugs hidden inside inbound parcels. According to Customs, the shipments were flagged after suspicious X-ray images prompted further inspection at the BOC NAIA warehouse in Pasay City. Authorities say the parcels were supposedly declared as medical equipment, safety gear, and a steel roller, but inside they found a total of 5,691 grams of shabu or methamphetamine hydrochloride. The total estimated value of the drugs recovered for the month of March alone reached 38.7 million. Customs Commissioner Ariel Nepomuceno says the successive interceptions show the agency's continuing efforts to detect and stop illegal shipments before they enter the country. The Bureau adds that from January to March 2026, BOC NAIA has already recorded around 955.9 million worth of anti-drug operations. Nationwide, its anti-drug campaign has led to the seizure of about 1.865 billion worth of illegal drugs from January to March this year.
Thank you. Hannah T. joining us live from the NAIA BOC. In other news, Attorney Michael Poa, legal counsel for VP Sara Duterte, admits he personally knows some of the lawyers who petitioned the Supreme Court to halt impeachment proceedings against the Vice President. On BNC's On Point, he clarified, however, that he had no involvement with the group and called the move a surprise. In the petition for TRO filed Friday, the lawyers also asked the Supreme Court to declare that the House Justice Committee gravely abused its powers when it sustained the third and fourth impeachment complaints against VP Sara, which they claim were insufficient in form and in substance.
No, I'll tell you that straight. They didn't. They did not consult me. No one contacted me from that group. In fact, nagulat ako that they filed that day. No? In fact, I had a discussion pa nga with the defense team.
Not one of them, the for two, wala. Wala pong sinabihan sa kanila.
Wala. I do know some of them personally, but because I have to admit that, I do some, although we're not close, obviously, I do know some of them personally, but because we've crossed paths, but wala we weren't consulted.
Poa vows to attend the next committee hearing on the impeachment on April 14. Cavite 4th District Representative Kiko Barzaga's second suspension is about to end. In an interview with BNC's At the Forefront, Barzaga confirmed he is ready to return to the chamber, adding that his legal team is also preparing for the possibility of another suspension. Barzaga was suspended for 60 days on February 6 over defiant social media posts.
I might be exploring legal remedies now, but it's better for me not to reveal everything yet.
Barzaga also says he is ready to deal with a cyber libel complaint filed against him by ultra Bilyonaryo Enrique Razon. Razon sued Barzaga after the lawmaker accused him of bribing members of the National Unity Party to help former Speaker Martin Romualdez retain his post in the 20th Congress.
We already filed our counter affidavits regarding those. And it's a very surprising thing because if it actually goes to court, then that would lead to trial, and I already have the evidence either way. So we'll see what happens.
So wala pang resolution sa Office of the Prosecutor. Have
But
you spoken?
We've already prepared legal plans. Actually, plenty of lawyers expressed their support to me to actually do it free of charge, so I can save up some legal fees, because some of the congressmen also made some enemies with the legal system there. Some people have personal conflicts against Mr. Razon, so we'll see.
Another infrastructure project has finally been opened to motorists today in Central Luzon. Let's check with Ivy Reyes, where President Marcos will be spending the Holy Week as well. Ivy is reporting live from Malacanang. Ivy, go ahead.
Hi, Mai. Another connector road opens today as the CLEX, or the Central Luzon Link Expressway, remains toll-free until December. This is a heads up for our motorists coming from Tarlac because your travel time is now down to 20 minutes from the usual 1 hour and 10 minutes. This is the last connector road to open this Holy Week. And speaking of Holy Week, the President will spend the Lenten season in northern or in Ilocos Norte, but will be back in Manila by weekend. While the President will spend the week up north, Malacanang Palace said PBBM won't slack and keep monitoring developments amid rising pump prices. The Palace also responded to presidential sister and Senator Amy Marquez's video statement for Holy Week. This is where she apologized to the late President Ferdinand Marquez Sr. for not overseeing President Bongbong Marquez well. The palace asked, shouldn't attacking your sibling be something to apologize for? And the palace took a swipe at marriage when they spoke about being a faithful partner. According to Malacanang, PBBM remains faithful to the First Lady, and it is public knowledge that Senator Marcos is separated from her husband, Tommy Manotoc. When asked if the president knows about Senator Amy's video, the palace said PBBM is always aware of what's happening on the ground. Now, as the Independent Commission for Infrastructure, or ICI, closes today, the palace defends its less than a year run and even said the Justice Department and the Office of the Ombudsman seem to be overwhelmed by the volume of information forwarded by ICI. And since the executive order, or the EO 94 that established ICI, has a sunset clause, Palace Press Officer Claire Castro confirmed that EO 94 will be rescinded as the fact-finding body accomplished its mandate. The palace stressed we cannot downplay the fruition of ICI's investigation because their probe will help the administration convict even the highest officials of the land. No one will be spared, according to the palace. And on the war in Iran, the government is set to speak with the Embassy of Iran tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, next week, and discuss the passage of Philippine-bound vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. As the peso keeps dropping, the administration admits it to be a consequence of the conflict, and until U.S., Israel, and Iran keep this up, they do expect the peso to keep dropping. The palace will release a memo later in the day, but they have already confirmed and announced government work suspended tomorrow, 12 noon onwards. In the morning, from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, government employees will be from a work-from-home setup, and for private companies, for private sector, it depends on them whether to pursue a work-from-home setup as well. Mai.
Thank you, Ivy Reyes, joining us live from Malacanang. And we have this just in. The Bureau of Customs says 8 out of 10 or 9 vehicles linked to former Congressman Zaldico have been accounted for as the ICI winds down its operations today, March 31. Deputy Chief of Staff Attorney Chris Noel Bendijo says the Customs has already moved to transfer the vehicles from the ICI facility pending court approval to bring them to the Port of Manila. There's no estimated value that's been released yet, and we'll have more details on that on bnc.ph. Coming up next, the girl boss is here. We're hearing from Attorney Kristina De Guzman as she shares how she builds opportunities and empowers women through entrepreneurship and leadership. Don't miss that conversation. The Daily Dish will be right back.
Welcome back to the Daily Dish. Today we are joined by a Filipino lawyer, women's empowerment leader, and entrepreneur.
She's the founder of Pinay Girl Boss, a platform that trains women in leadership and entrepreneurship and has mentored hundreds to build income opportunities. Please welcome to the show, Attorney Kristina De Guzman.
Thank you. Thank
you for
Attorney
having me.
Kristina. Attorney Tina. We call it Tina?
Yes, Tina.
Okay.
Tina,
So
okay.
how did this Pinay girl boss start? Where do you find time to start something like this? Because I know you're busy, you're in government, and there's a lot of things going on in your life.
Yes, thank you for asking that. This was a pandemic, baby. We started in 2020, and as you know, we were at home and we had the time. So me and my business partners, we found ourselves watching a lot of learning sessions online, and we thought that they were so expensive and they were not really accessible to a lot of Filipinos. And then those are also not applicable to our culture.
Okay.
So I thought of coming up with our own platform and also giving a platform and a stage for our own mentors, because we have so many intelligent people who can actually teach skills and practical tips for the women.
Okay, so sorry, Janina. So this is not an NGO; it's a private entity.
Yes,
So
it
it's a
is.
business.
It is.
Okay.
So what's the setup like for this? Because obviously, I'm sure we graduated from webinars now from the pandemic.
Yes.
Is this a
Thank
mentorship of, yes, thank God, of a one-on-one meetup? Is it a class setting? How does this look like?
So, initially, since this was a pandemic,
Yeah.
baby, we really wanted it to be kind of like an online course. So we did develop some of those. Those are still available. But we have shifted to face-to-face, and now we are doing more of the corporate and government empowerment sessions. So I'm so happy actually that we've been so busy. It's Women's Month, and happy Women's Month, everybody. And so we've been so busy with face-to-face sessions, and I have seen so many offices, both government and private, who have invested in their people.
Okay, so it's already in the classroom setting. What about, of course, we've got Pinaypreneurs around the country. I'm going to hashtag Pinaypreneurs.
I love
guys.
it. I've never heard that
I'm
before.
copywriting that.
Pinaypreneurs. Okay,
We've got
love it.
Pinaypreneurs around the country. Do you go down on the provincial level to help perhaps teach them?
Yes, we work with LGUs when they have identified, and we also pitch. So sometimes we would see that there's a potential for something in the area, and it's either there is a sponsor who would help us, or it's going to be the LGU, and it's always an empowerment session. We also do a lot of pro bono work. We have worked with the DOJ for women who are in prison and who need to be prepared for life outside.
Wow.
So that's a nonprofit. work for
Okay,
us.
so that's interesting, Janina. People with that's preventive for their liberties.
Yes, PDLs.
PDLs.
Persons deprived of liberty.
Yeah, because they tend to get lessons or classes in making handicrafts,
Yes.
bags, and stuff like that, and that's important because they need to be taught certain products so that they can integrate. But where I'm going to with this, because you mentioned government, you used to be in government or still in government, and how does the government then tie in with your program as a Pinaypreneur?
Actually, the government is supposed to set aside budget for gender and development. So we have a dedicated office called the PCW, Philippine Commission on Women, and they monitor and they help develop the programs that are for gender and development. So Women's Month is not just during March. It's actually all throughout the year. The entire government should be focusing on empowering each office into being gender responsive and gender inclusive.
You mentioned a while ago that you wanted, you saw all of these classes online, but they were very maybe Western-centric,
Yes.
right? And so you wanted to make that more applicable to our culture. I wanted to know about the entrepreneurs that you end up working with. What are the questions and the problems that tend to come up in these classes that you have?
It's a wide variety. A lot of the questions from those who are just starting are first finding which product or service they would like to focus on, what are their strengths, and also finding their market. Because it's a very wide market. And just honing in to your niche, that can be a problem at the beginning, right? And also the community, because no one is an island, and especially if you're building a business, you need to have a community, especially in the Philippines. we're so connected through social media. Facebook
Yeah.
groups are still very strong. There are a lot of businesses who are growing and thriving because of a Facebook group.
Riding on Janina's question, what are the regular business ideas do Filipinas or Pinaypreneurs think of? Is it food? Is it products, services? What would they normally think of doing, and what are the concerns arising from that?
Actually, I've seen a lot of beauty. A lot of beauty brands are breaking out here. Breaking out, pun intended. No pun intended. But actually, so there's beauty, there's food, because Filipinas are very good in the kitchen, right? So food as well, and services. So with our community, it's not just those who are developing a product or a service per se, or like a brand, but there are also a lot who are raqueteras, or those who are freelancers. So content economy is of course very strong. So we also have a pool of content creators, and when we work with big brands, then we tap them. And then a lot of mentors and coaches as well. So we're very happy that when we do have clients, we are able to tap into the mentors that we have, and we're able to showcase their strengths as well.
Yeah, because Janina, I mean, Tina just mentioned that there's corporate responsibility in introducing your programs to their employees. How does that work? Because they're already employed, but then you're promoting entrepreneurship with these women.
Not just entrepreneurship, actually, what we offer. So we get a lot of requests for example, executive presence. So these are, or makeup, or styling. So these are things, or soft skills that are not usually, they're not taught in school. So when you're busy building your skills for work, and then actually working, you don't really have time to maybe enroll in a finishing school, but you want to level up. And you want to show up, let's say, in a meeting, prepared, looking put together. So these things are being requested from us: color analysis, professional makeup, how to style for your body shape. Things like these are very exciting for them. A lot of the offices that we work with don't want proposals or programs that they have seen before.
Yeah.
So they want fun, they want interactive.
Oh, I
So
see.
when we come in, we make sure that the sessions are there, fun and interactive for everybody.
That's so cool. It sounds like you teach women how to be more confident also,
Yes.
and conduct themselves confidently in
Yes.
whatever space that's like, right?
Yes.
Do you have, I'm out of curiosity lang, do you have classes on job interviews? Because I know that that's a thing also that's not taught in schools, right? Where you're thrust into the real world and you're like, how do I even build my resume? Is that something you'd want to
Yeah.
explore? You have?
We haven't offered that yet because currently it's all about executive presence. So they are already employed.
Yeah.
But we do talk within the module of the executive presence, we talk about how to enter a room with confidence, how to sit for meetings, how to do eye contact, proper handshake, things like that.
Wait, I love this. So, can you give me like a tip, right? How would you tell one of
I
your...
don't think you need tips on the. You have a job.
No, but I want to learn from the professional. Like, how do you conduct yourself when you walk into a room? What's the tip there, the advice?
So mindset is very big. So before you come in, before you step out of the car, you have to do your own mind setting already. So there are a lot of people who are introverts, me included. I'm an ambivert. So sometimes before you come in, you already feel
What's
so
an
small. An ambivert is neither an extrovert or an introvert. So people think I'm an extrovert because my
Yes.
work is public facing, but after an event, I'm like super
Dead.
low
Yeah.
bat. So,
That's
and
so
then
true.
I would choose.
Are you an extrovert?
I think I pretend to be an extrovert. I think I'm an ambivert.
Yeah, because
too.
of our job.
Right?
My bio on Instagram is high functioning introvert. So
I like that.
introvert, but I can function pretty well
Yeah, because
in
after-
social settings.
You can turn it on,
Yeah.
I
right?
could definitely turn it off. That's
Oh, yeah,
like
for
close
sure.
my door, nobody talk to me. I
Yes.
can stay in my house for days not talking to anyone.
That means you're an ambivert.
I'm an ambivert.
Yeah.
I learned something new today.
More you know.
Me too, I'm an ambivert. So I have to do my mind setting. Before I enter a room,
What does
I
that
need
sound
to,
like?
I need to do affirmations like I can do this, I know what I'm doing, I am confident, I am beautiful. So
I
these
deserve to
things we
be
also
here.
teach
Yeah.
them, yes.
Wow.
And then also the body language. You have to, because Filipinos, we're,
Timid.
yes,
Yes.
right? So there was one exercise and I asked people to come in the room and I would see some who are like, you know how we do, excuse me po, tabi-tabi po.
The prayer hands are so
Yeah,
real.
like,
I
and
do
then-
that.
and then-
I love that because it's something that distinguishes us from
Yeah.
other cultures.
It's
yes,
a very
that's
humble
us being
culture.
humble, magalang, right? Courteous, but it makes us feel small. So sometimes when we squeeze ourselves too small, that affects our mindset,
Yeah.
and we don't look confident, and we don't feel confident.
But isn't that a cultural thing, though?
It is, but it doesn't fit in a boardroom where you should look like an authority and you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Or in an interview
I'm
where
gonna try
you...
that when we have board meetings. I'm gonna go.
And see what happens. See if you get the project.
They're like, what are you doing?
Why are you crouched down?
correct.
But that's so real. Oh, sorry.
No
But that's
worries.
so real because I have a lot of experiences where my friends say, oh, when they enter into a room, for example, with a bunch of like people from the West, it's so different. It's harder to assert yourself. And I feel like that is part of our culture where, okay, if there's, somebody from a different race or ethnicity, you just tend to stay quiet. And I think
Yes.
that's very Filipino. But
Yes.
Yeah, but
So
it's
you
cool
know,
they teach that.
just to add a story,
Yeah.
I worked with the American Bar Association for 10 years. So I have worked with American lawyers here in Manila. And it's a totally different culture. Like we call each other with our first names. In the Philippines, there's always Miss or Mr. or Sir and Po. So of course, I stick to our culture because that's courtesy, right? But there is a big difference in terms of power positioning as well, because when you talk like you're inferior, that gives a certain power imbalance. Yeah.
Talking about working with American lawyers, you have projects with USAID.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So for 10 years, I have worked on millions of dollars of aid that was put into rule of law and judicial reform.
It's not part of your entrepreneurial. Okay. Well, question: when you mentioned that you do pro bono again, do you teach like people from the urban or rural setting to come up or become an entrepreneur even if they're afraid of being an entrepreneur?
Yes.
How so?
So it's, if we have to go out of Manila, it's usually done online. So we have sessions where we talk about the possibilities, and it's not just within the Philippines. I was recently invited to talk about entrepreneurship for the Philippine Embassy in Latin America, so Buenos Aires, Paraguay, etc. And there's a huge community of Filipinas who are at home and would like to explore, but the Philippine Embassy wanted them to visualize what is possible. What can you do from home while also managing a household? Because to be honest, women,
but
especially
in a different
moms,
country.
yes, and that's a
You have to-
totally different
Yeah, you have to
scenario.
check if it's legal to do so as well, right?
Yes, but like online, some are artists, so they paint. And then, of course, the embassy would provide them with guidance on what is allowed. And that's a totally different challenge, because in the Philippines, if you're lucky, then you have help, right? Or you have family. You can call on Lola to maybe look after the children first. But normally, if it's just you, and then you're also thinking of groceries, you're also thinking of, did I do the laundry? Then there's so many things happening in your mind, and how can you actually work on a side hustle? So it's very challenging, but it's good because I see so many Filipinas breaking barriers. We just featured a lot of Filipinas over the weekend. And there's so many who are doing a lot of things. Some have guested here, like Dina Salonga.
Yes, I think we should call it the Ani Batumbakal syndrome. Do you notice? There's a song, my dear. This is my turn to teach you. Anit Batumbakal is sa araw ay dispatchadora, sa gabi ay bonggang-bongga.
You have to sing it.
It means, no. I object,
To
attorney.
understand, I need to hear it.
Yeah, because it embodies how Filipino women can do multiple things
Yes.
in a 24-hour period.
Yes.
Right. So that's the song. We will research later. You're
you
not
sing it-
gonna bamboozle me.
Just sing it softly.
Oh, that's not a soft
Yes,
song.
yes.
It's a very empowering
All
Okay,
right,
okay.
song.
let's go down to rapid fire so we can get to know you quickly with some of
I'm
our
scared.
questions. Right? Yeah. All right. You wanna go start,
Go
my dear?
ahead. Yeah, I'll go
Okay.
ahead. Which do you enjoy more, being a mentor or a mentee?
Shucks. First question, it's hard already. Both. I love learning. I just finished an AIM course.
Nice. Okay. Networking event or online workshop?
Networking.
Okay.
Can entrepreneurship be taught? Yes or no?
Yes, for sure.
A woman you look up to?
Mel Robbins.
What's the most important quality a leader should have?
Empathy.
What's one mistake entrepreneurs should avoid?
Doing everything at once.
One piece of advice you would give to women starting their own business?
Learn.
One habit that makes entrepreneurs successful?
Learning.
Wow, that
Learning
was a
all the
super
time.
confident. Yeah.
Yes. What about one last thing? What about giving advice to our audience out there who want to become entrepreneurs but are afraid to do so?
It's okay to have some fear because that means you are in touch with reality. The reality is there are many things that could go wrong, but you should also be brave. And the successful ones say that if you're not scared, if your dream doesn't make you scared, you're not dreaming big enough.
Nice.
So you have to think of a BHAG, your big, hairy, audacious goal, and go for it. So when you go for it, you go all in also. And study. There's so many things to learn. Look for mentors. Look for a community to support you because there are many now. So I'm so happy that we have Women's Month. We have platforms like this because when you see other women do it, then you get more excited and you believe that it's really possible.
That's wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Tina De Guzman, and
Thank
telling
you.
us about your story and your organization.
Thank you so much.
So, World Sports Entertainment is up next. Stay tuned to The Daily Dish.
Welcome back to the Daily Dish. News overseas, Iran fires new missiles as tensions with the United States escalate. Tehran vowed defiance after President Donald Trump threatened to destroy its oil hub, power plants, and desalination facilities unless a deal ends the conflict. The war, which has entered its fifth week, has sparked regional attacks, including missile strikes on Saudi Arabia and other Gulf states, and Israeli operations in Lebanon that killed 3 Indonesian UN peacekeepers. Global oil prices have surged G7 leaders are discussing energy measures, and there's no clear timeline from both sides for de-escalation, keeping the region on high alert. Israel approves a bill allowing the death penalty for Palestinians convicted of terrorism. The law, backed by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, makes the execution the default sentence for deadly attacks in the West Bank, with life imprisonment possible only in special cases. 62 lawmakers voted in favor and 48 opposed. The bill immediately faced a court challenge amid criticism that it is discriminatory.
The anticipated Pacquiao-Mayweather rematch is getting some drawback after American fighter Floyd Mayweather Jr. said it will only be an exhibition fight. Anton Rojas has the full story.
The proposed rematch between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. is facing growing uncertainty after the American fighter made a sudden reversal, saying the bout will be staged as an exhibition rather than a sanctioned fight. The bout is scheduled for September 19, 2026 in Las Vegas, where the two first met on May 2, 2015 in the fight of the century, with Mayweather winning by unanimous decision to preserve his unbeaten record. The matchup was initially promoted as a legitimate contest that could again impact that unblemished mark. But the shift in direction has raised concerns about its credibility and overall appeal. But sports analyst Ed Tolentino warns that labeling the fight as an exhibition could disappoint fans who were expecting a meaningful rematch, especially with renewed interest fueled by Pacquiao's recent competitiveness against Mario Barrios.
Ngayon pa lang, sabihin na natin, hirapang ibenta ang labang ito as a real fight. Dahil wala naman talagang clamor for a rematch eh. Sa totoo lang, why would you like a rematch between a 49-year-old and a 47-year-old guy? Wala namang interesado dyan. Except for the possibility na baka magkalamat ang record ni Mayweather. So, kung hindi rin lang talaga totoong laban ito, i-call off nyo na lang. Call it off. Because pag bumukhang pera-pera yung laban na ito eh. Hindi ba? It's an insult to the fans, ano? The only reason that there is a konting interest sa labang ito is because it's a real fight. And we want to see if Pacquiao kayang magbigay ng lamat sa record ni Mayweather.
The bout, backed by Netflix, was seen as a chance to revisit one of boxing's biggest rivalries with real stakes, including the possibility of altering Mayweather's perfect record.
Netflix is pushing through with this fight because ang habol nila, if we can realize half of that $600 billion in revenue, okay na kami doon. Solved na kami doon. But it's all tied up to the fact that it has to be a real fight. It is going to be a hard sell if it's going to be an exhibition.
Organizers have yet to clarify the final status of the fight, as fans and stakeholders await confirmation on whether the bout will proceed as a sanctioned contest or an exhibition. Anton Rojas, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
The president of the Filipino Sepak Takraw Association backs the IOC's new rule limiting women's events to biological females. She calls it a win for women in sports. Anton Rojas returns with this report.
The president of the Filipino Sepak Takraw Association has expressed support for the International Olympic Committee's new policy restricting women's events to biological females. During her guesting on BNC's The Scorecard, Karen Tanchanco Caballero backed the decision under IOC President Kirsty Coventry, calling it a win for women in sports and emphasizing fairness and equal opportunity in competition. The IOC's new policy, set to take effect in the 2028 Los Angeles Games, limits eligibility in the female category to athletes classified as biologically female, with a one-time gene test used to verify sex.
It's only fair, you know, and, I think after this we can move forward really and just really give women what's due them in sports. So I think it's a fair decision by the IOC. And we fully support the decision that's been set forth by the IOC.
The committee says the move is aimed at protecting fairness, safety, and the integrity of women's sport, citing scientific evidence that male puberty can provide lasting performance advantages. Caballero also shared her personal view on Algerian boxer Imane Khalif, saying watching live competition felt uncomfortable due to what she perceived as a physical mismatch.
I'm just really happy that a decision has been made that if you're not biologically woman, you cannot compete in the women's event. And I think that's just the most important thing. But personally, during the time that I was there in Paris and I saw for myself, and I'm like, you know, from my personal point of view, I think I saw a man. But that's just my personal opinion.
The policy has sparked global debate, with supporters calling it a step toward fairness, while critics raise concerns over inclusion and athlete rights. Meantime, Caballero has revealed that their NSA is focusing on the country's historic hosting of the inaugural Under-19 Asian Sepak Takraw Championship this November.
This is in alignment with PBBM and the PSC's direction to really pursue sports tourism in the country. And I'm really proud to say this is the first youth games of Sepak Takraw, not just in the Asian level. So we're expecting about, we have committed 12 countries to join, but a maximum of 16 Asian countries. The youth, the best of Asia's youth, will be coming in Manila middle of November 2026.
At the moment, members of the Sepak Takraw national team are also focused in their preparations for the upcoming Asian Games this October in Nagoya, Japan. Anton Rojas, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
It's official, the Queen is back. Global icon Celine Dion is set to return to the stage with a series of 10 shows in Paris. The legendary singer made the announcement on Monday, coinciding with her 58th birthday, calling it the best gift she could ever receive.
This year, I'm getting the best gift of my life. I'm getting the chance to see you, to perform for you once again in Paris, beginning in September this year. I'm so happy. I'm so ready to do this. I'm feeling good. I'm strong. I'm feeling excited. Obviously, of course, a little nervous, but most of all, I am grateful to all of you.
The big reveal was preceded by a mysterious ad campaign across the streets of Paris, building excitement among fans. At night, the announcement lit up the iconic Eiffel Tower, a fitting tribute to her highly anticipated comeback. Pre-sale tickets will be available on April 7th, while general sales open on April 10th. Celine rose to global fame in the late 90s with My Heart Will Go On, the iconic theme from the blockbuster Titanic. She stepped away from the spotlight in 2022 due to health concerns. A reunion between Miss Universe 2015 Pia Wurtzbach and South Korean actress Kim Ji-won is melting hearts online. A video shared by Pia, Ji-won sweetly asked her if she still remembered their first meeting, which took place at a Bulgari event last year.
Hi, do you remember me? Yes, of course. Really amazing. Good. A little bit nervous.
Their adorable interaction quickly went viral, with fans gushing over their chemistry. Kim Ji-won is globally known for her hit K-dramas Descendants of the Sun and Queen of Tears. Meanwhile, Pia Wurtzbach has been named the first Filipina global ambassador for Bulgari and is approaching 2 years as a friend of the house for the luxury brand this June. British actor-comedian Russell Brand will face trial in October over 7 charges of rape and sexual assault involving 6 women. A London judge revealed Monday the 50-year-old, who has pleaded not guilty to all charges, did not attend a preliminary hearing at Southwark Crown Court. Originally set for June, the trial was delayed after 2 additional charges were filed, with proceedings expected to last up to 8 weeks. Brand, once a major TV personality and ex-husband of Katy Perry, has denied all allegations which first surfaced in media reports in 2023. Up next, we'll speak with Filipino contemporary visual artist Ram Mallari. Stay tuned here on The Daily Dish. Welcome back to The Daily Dish. Our next guest is known for his innovative steampunk sculptures from reclaimed metal.
Please welcome Filipino contemporary visual artist Ram Mallari Jr.
Boss Ram, ano pong ibig sabihin ng steampunk?
Ang steampunk po kasi is may theme na ginagawa. It's inspired by Victorian era,
Okay.
Industrial Revolution. So, more mechanicals ang makikita nila. So, medyo different sa ibang art na ginagawa dito sa atin.
Yeah, I noticed because I was looking at some of your beautiful art pieces in front of us. Parang you're also inspired by not only things you see, you know, in history, but mythical creatures also.
Yeah, yes. Malaro po kasi ako when I was young. Mahilig akong mag-drawing ng mga kakaiba.
Ito naman si Mr. Mallari, pinopo pa ako. Ikaw na nga ito magtanong, pinopo ako.
I'm curious po. I'm curious po ako sa materials. Like, what is this material that I'm seeing here on the table?
I'm using kasi mixed media.
Mixed media.
Most of mga piyesa ng materials na ginagamit ko is made from recycled and scraps.
Wow.
And mga repurposed na materials like coming from mga automotive parts,
Yes.
motorcycle parts. Yan. So, so yun po yung bumubuo dun sa sculpture.
Pinoka rin, Janina.
Sorry.
Ma-respectful talaga si Sir Ram. So, Sir Ram, kasi I know about also assemblage as an art form.
Yes.
Would you say that that's part of your art repertoire, assemblage, and putting together, you know, things that you find in scraps?
Yes. I started talaga assemblage yung ginagawa ko. But now, nung natutunan kong magbuo na ng mga 3D, like talagang full shape na sculptures. So, tinawag ko na siyang welded sculptures na instead of assemblage. But, of course, mostly is different parts kasi yung ginagamit. So, nandun yung theme ng steampunk lagi na nakuha ko during nung nagsisimula pa lang ako.
Interesting.
Beautiful.
Nabanggit niyo po yung parang mahilig po kayo mag-drawing growing up, di ba? I wanted to know kung paano nga ba yung proseso nito? Do you start with a sketch? Or do you move with your hands and you decide on the go? How does the process look like to create one of your creations?
Minsan nauuna yung nauna yung mga parts. Pag may nakita akong parts, nandun na yung shape, parang pwede itong gawing ulo ng dragon, parang gano'n. Pero minsan naman, nauuna din yung idea. So, both ways nag-work.
Do you dream about them? Yung ideas niyo po?
Not really, pero mas madalas pag may nakikita lang ako sa nadaanan ng mata ko, like sa mga videos or yung actual na nakikita mo, is nagkakaroon ako ng idea. Mabilis siyang mabuo. So,
Meron ba ko kayong mentor or artist that you look up to that na nag-udyok sa inyo to create yung mga obra niyo po?
Wala naman kasi accidental artist. Ako hindi ako nag-aral ng fine arts. So, ang pinaka siguro nakikita ko noon is yung mga gawa ni Leonardo da Vinci na nakikita ko sa books. So, talagang siya yung, sabi ko, yung artist na nagsimula nito siguro dahil yung talagang ginagawa niya is more on mechanicals din yung ibang works niya.
Actually, Leonardo da Vinci,
Yeah.
he illustrates also mechanical. He's parang an engineer also. But talking about books, Janina, you've got one in front of you.
I'll be a showgirl for a second.
I think there, the camera 3 can show. Ano po to, Mr. Ram?
Ito yung ano ko, yung volume 3 na nung Steampunk Power. Yung mga previous na gawa ko. But this book ngayon is specifically for the collectors. So ang ano niya is collector's edition. So yung ibang collectors na pumayag naman na i-publish natin yung mga collectors nila na artwork is nilagay ko dito sa book na to. So ako rin talaga yung gumawa ng book.
Kasi di ba artist na ano pa,
Author pa. Ilan po yung mga pieces nyo dito sa book na to?
Siguro ito less than 100 pages. So more or less mga ganun siya. Mga 100 to 120 back-to-back siya.
How many have you created in
Naku,
total?
I stopped counting na mula na.
Benchmark.
I think 3,000 to 4,000 pieces. Yeah, since I started on...
Mahirap ba ho sa inyo na may gustong bumili ng mga obra nyo? Kasi syempre, when you're putting together
Parang
a piece...
baby mo yun eh.
Oo, that's part of you. Oo.
Nung una, kasi I started talaga, hindi ako nagbebenta, hindi ko alam na art yung ginagawa ko. I just made some things, tapos kala ko hindi siya art. Dinidisplay ko lang hanggang sa may isang media na nakadiscover. Tapos sabi niya, art yan, baka pwede namin kayo interviewin. Then after that, nakita nung galleries. Doon na siya nag-start.
Gusto ko sinabi ng journalist, art yan.
Art
Sabi,
yan.
Hindi, ginagawa ko lang to.
Hobby lang to. Hindi, art yan.
So, yun, parang nag-start ako as an hobby lang talaga.
Wow, galing. And, looking at the process nga that you have to let some of these pieces go, meron bang parang sobrang paborito mo na you didn't want to let it go?
Yes. Yung unang-unang ginawa ko. Na ang dami ng gustong bumili pero hindi ko siya talaga binenta kasi siya yung number 1.
Nasaan na po siya?
Nandito pa sa akin pero naka-schedule siya na ilagay na sa museum because I'm building a museum now.
That's great. Saan po kayo napapagawa ng museum?
Ginagawa siya ngayon sa Dinalupihan, Bataan.
Wow,
So,
I love it.
Doon ko ilalagay yung mga unang artworks na ginawa ko na naipon ko. And also yung mga bago. And of course, some of the works ng mga artist din natin na iba. Like yung mga national artists na nakolekta ko rin na medyo hindi naman masyadong malalaki. Pero gusto kasi nandun sa museum para makita rin ng ibang...
And will it be open to the public?
Yes.
That's so galing. I love that na meron tayong mga museums, not only sa Maynila, sa Cebu, sa Davao, yung mga ganun na malalaking syudad, but in Dinalupihan, para na-share nyo rin sa mga tao sa Bataan.
Yes po. Kasi ang Dinalupihan is gateway ng Bataan. So ang ano namin is makita rin ng mga papasok ng Bataan pa lang, hindi lang dun sa dulo kasi Dinalupihan nga is hindi masyadong kilala sa ibang sa ibang sceneries. So siguro itong museum na to baka medyo magbago ng kaunti kasi nasa bungad kami.
Sayang, Janina, pupunta ka pa naman malapit doon this week.
This week, sayang.
Hindi pa ready.
Next time, mag-field trip na lang tayo.
Yes.
Pwede naman may mga pumupunta na rin ngayon na tinitingnan nila yung museum habang ginagawa. Kasi medyo kakaiba siya doon sa mga museum na nakikita natin. Meron akong ginawa doon na malaking artwork na pwedeng pumasok sa loob. Like, it's like an real size airship.
Wow!
Yeah, so pwede kayong pumunta.
How big was that?
I think you should check it out.
Yeah,
it's
like an airship.
Medyo malaki talaga siya. It's 26 meters yung height, 6.5 yung diameter niya.
Napakaliit. Napakaliit compared to the Eiffel Tower.
Kaya pala we can't have it here sa studio.
Naka-raise siya ng mga 4 stories siguro. So makikita siya. Andyan siya sa book. The Coming. Yung siguro yung volume 4 ng book, tungkol siya dun sa museum.
Ayaw nga, volume 3 na to.
Yes, volume 3. Ginagawa ko na yung volume 4 for the opening of the museum. So hopefully this year, before the end of this year.
Wow, multimedia na, no?
Multimedia.
You have the curation in your museum, and then you have this. But I'm looking at all of the details the intricate details that I see on these sculptures, how does that, I can't even fathom, no? Parang ang hirap to just go close and to be able to cut these tiny details. What's that process like?
Yung original details coming from the parts itself yung mga gears, yan. Pero ngayon syempre nag-adapt na rin ako dun sa mga bagong technology natin like CNC cutters. So makikita nyo yung brass part is cut by CNCs. And yun, dinudugtong ko na lang siya dun sa ibang parts naman na ginagawa namin manually. So yung kaibahan ng sculptures, talagang yung process niya is hindi lang siya yung dating ginagawa na imomold mo siya, ikakast mo siya, tapos na. Dito is kaya namin siyang lagyan ng maraming detalye para mas malaki yung maging impact niya sa...
Napaka-busisi, no? That's very busisi.
May ilaw pa.
Yeah.
That's what's his name. You would know. What's his name?
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
But what's next for you, Sir Ram, as an artist? What are we expecting to see from your pieces, on your artwork?
Siguro mas marami pa siyang more artworks to come, and also yun nga nag-invest na rin ako ng kaunti sa foundry. That means pwede tayong gumawa ng malalaking sculptures pa. Like ngayon yung mga naitayo na natin. I'm just finished yung sculpture ni Aguinaldo and Bonifacio. It's a 21-foot na estatwa ng dalawa na nakatayo ngayon sa Kapitolyo ng Cavite.
Oh, I want to see that.
Yeah. And so meron pa, may mga upcoming pa na sculptures na itatayo.
Next,
kasi nga,
Ferdi Salvador.
that's ano.
Janina, yeah. I like. Pero sir ha, yung abs kailangan.
Sige.
Yeah, madetalye naman yung work niya
Dayain nyo na lang po.
Kasi nga this mga artworks is of course nabibili ng mga collectors na may alam mo na may konting budget, but the installation arts is for public. So siguro yun yung gusto ko rin mangyari more, kasi nagpunta ako sa ibang bansa, nakita ko yung lugar nila na halos, especially in Europe, ang daming sculptures sa mga
public area,
sa public area.
Sarap tignan.
Compare dito sa atin, wala ka halos makita. Yung makita mo lang monumento, si Rizal, yun lang. Pero sa kanila, bawat street, bawat kanto ng lugar, merong mga sculptures na talagang nung araw pa nila ginawa. So siguro kung mag-start tayo ngayon, baka after nung susunod na generation, ganun makita doon sa...
Gusto ko, Sir Ram, gusto makita mga Ram Mallari sa mga parks diyan sa Paco, sa Quiapo, kung saan-saan, sa Makati, sa Quezon City. Kailangan natin yan. Baka naririnig tayo ni Mayor Joy, baka naman you can put in the parks in Quezon City. Sir Ram, maraming salamat po for spending time with us and telling us about your sculptures and your book. We will definitely look forward to seeing your sculptures around the country.
Salamat din po sa pag-invite sa akin dito.
Thank you,
promoting my works and of course yung book.
Thank you, pa. All right, we'll be right back. That was artist Ram Mallari Jr. Stay tuned here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Quick break.
Welcome back to the Daily Dish. Pull and Bear showcases its latest pieces, and Ferdi here picked some of his favorite styles. Let's watch this.
If you know me well, you know that my favorite activity is shopping. So, today I'm at Pull & Bear here in Alabang Town Center, where they've got a new store, and the challenge is for me to come up with 3 outfits with 1 basic piece of clothing. So let's see, because I know I'm gonna go beat Mo and Chal from their last shopping activity, and they dress each other up. So come with me and deal with my challenge. It's all about laid-back street style, mixing everyday staples with trendy pieces that are easy, wearable, and made for a youthful look. From graphic tees to lightweight jackets and accessories, the store offers versatile options for different styles. So the challenge is there's a lot of vintage Americana here in Pull & Bear that I love, but I'm gonna go check out a few pieces that I would actually wear for casual, something to wear at night, and something to wear at the daily dish. But I've got my first basic, and I think it's gonna work out. And it's gonna be this pair of black trousers, and let's see how I'm gonna pair them with other pieces. Let's go. With the looks ready, it's time to show off the 3 outfits, each one made for a different kind of day, depending on the mood, setting, and style you want to bring. The first look is for a chill, laid-back day, easy, relaxed, and something you can wear from brunch to an afternoon stroll. For the second outfit, the same staple piece takes on a different personality with a few added layers and stronger details. It becomes a look that feels more polished and ready for a night out. For the third styling, I went for something fit for the daily show live. Camera ready, comfortable, and polished enough for studio lights while still keeping that effortless Pull & Bear feel. After putting together those looks, it was time to hear from artists who also know how fashion plays into self-expression. I caught up with BGYO members Jello, Mickey, JL, and Nate. Folks, I am with another set of Gen Zers, BGYO! All right, guys, you guys are super popular, right? And you are at Pull & Bear, pero I heard magko-collab kayo. What's the collab about?
I think this collab is about our partnership with Pull & Bear, and we're so happy na magkaroon kami ng chance to collaborate with them. And kahit before naman din kasi nito, we always go here, we always buy clothes from here, and we're so grateful.
Is that true? You always buy it? Really? You guys approve?
Yes.
All right. What about you? What are you looking forward to with the new store here in Alabang Town Center?
Siyempre, super excited po, lalo na sa mga new collections nila. Kasi halos lahat ng mga nandito, super fresh, trendy, talagang lalo na sa aming mga Gen Z, talagang
wow, thank you,
fit na fit. Sa ating mga Gen Z. Sorry po, sorry. sa ating mga Gen Z, sobrang perfect ng Pull & Bear.
Yeah. What about you, Mickey? What have you bought today?
Ako, una kong nakita yung mga black pieces nila. Mahilig ako sa black. Pero, syempre, pagpasok ko pa lang dito sa Pull & Bear, ang dami ng ibang style na ino-offer ng Pull & Bear. Kaya solid na solid dito. And we're very happy to try on different clothes. And yeah, we did iba't ibang bags. Yung mga bags nila na hawak kanina, punong-puno. And we're very happy.
Ako nga, punong-puno. Eto si Nate. Mukhang mahilig sa accessories. Syempre, hindi ka lang sa men's department, but the ladies, mayroon ako nakikita accessories.
Yes po, everywhere. All the accessories here in Pull & Bear, I think we can wear and pull off anything together, no?
Nax, pero Pino ako, di ba? You like that? All right, but folks, syempre, because they are hip-hop stars, they're gonna teach me how to dance. Do you guys want to see them dance? Yeah. We don't hear you. Yeah. All right. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna sabotage myself. Okay, and we're gonna do this. All right, guys. Okay, what's our first? We gotta go sing first too, you know. Okay. What's our top song for the day?
Our top song for the day is Fresh.
Fresh. Okay, let's do it. And of course, the visit will not be complete without a dance challenge, as they taught me some steps to their song Fresh, turning the store into an instant mini dance studio.
Cignal mo, paano ba dating I'm too fresh. So fresh.
They are fresh here at Pull&Bear, Alabang Town Center. Thanks, gentlemen. That was fun. Let's go shopping. Woo!
And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, BGYO turned it up, strutting down the runway and owning every look. With its newest branch in the South, shoppers can now easily access global trends closer to home. Whether you're updating your wardrobe or just looking for something new, it gives you more ways to express your style, one outfit at a time. So folks, I checked out the store. I did a little bit of shopping, interviewed pop stars, and of course, wore different outfits from Pull&Bear. I think I won the challenge. Plus, Mo and Chal, you guys didn't have a song and dance number. I did. This is Ferdi Salvador for Bilyonaryo News Channel.
And tomorrow on The Daily Dish, we'll be speaking with UAAP volleyball star Pia Ildefonso. She'll be giving us a life update and is now ready to open up about her decision to retire early from professional volleyball. That's at noon only here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. And that's it for us today, Tuesday, March 31. Join us again tomorrow for more Real Talk.
A lot of spilled tea with zero filter. I'm Ferdi Salvador, always on top with the news and stories that matter most.
I'm Janina Vela. Stay tuned to the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Thanks for making us your lunchtime companion. I'm Mai Rodriguez, and that's The Daily Dish. Serve!